Welcome back into Hittin' Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta, reminding you head over to youtube.com, put Locked On Sports Atlanta into your browser there, and then when you find us, hit the subscribe button to our page. Leave us a comment. Of course, we're free and available on all of your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Odyssey. Find us there on all of your favorites. And of course, leave us a 5-star review, and then follow me on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. Well, it all starts tonight, right? This has been the most anticipated series of the season. I'm trying to remember. This has to be one of the most anticipated series the Braves are non-playoff, right? I mean, forget the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. But you talk about regular season series, all the hype and drama and everything. Obviously, these have been two of the best, if not the two best organizations in the National League for the last handful of years. Of course, they've met in back-to-back years for the National League Championship Series, right? And they've split that. Dodgers won a couple years ago. Braves obviously won the whole thing last year. And, of course, the main storyline, the focus on everything is Freddie Freeman's return. Now, I have kind of set some and we'll ask you out there in the audience. I've set some personal over-unders. So the over-under on the amount of videos that we'll see of little Charlie Freeman going up and hugging a Braves player and this, that, and the other, I put that at 22,000. So take the over-under on that. I'm going over on that one, okay? Now, the other over-under I set is how many social media posts of a picture of Freddie in the dugout, a video of Charlie, the first family getting his ring, this, that, and the other. I put out the social media posting at an over-under of 77,000. Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be so nauseating. Just I'm already like kind of gurgling in my throat and things like that, just thinking about what this weekend is going to bring or whatever like that. It's a cool moment. I get that, what have you. It's the Dodgers, though. And the goal is to go in there and beat their brains out this week. And look, you got some good matchups in this series. The game on Sunday will be an ESPN game. Ian Anderson, Max Fried, Spencer Strider. So, you got Urias, Haney, and Gonsolin. Gonsolin's been fantastic this year. That's an interesting matchup on Sunday night. Maybe their guy who's been their best pitcher. You don't see Walker Buehler, who's been kind of a nemesis and a thorn for the Braves at times, but you don't see him over the weekend. Obviously, Kershaw not making an appearance in this series either. So it's a little bit different look for the Dodgers out of it. But don't get sidetracked by the Freddie and this and that. And it's fun, embrace it, enjoy it for a few minutes. But this is a great matchup for baseball. And this is, again, what's becoming sort of the rivalry in the National League. I understand Giants, Dodgers, and all that. There's some of those historic things and stuff like that. But when you talk about the two premier organizations in the National League, right now, it's the Braves and the Dodgers. Right now, they're the two top dogs, right? With all due respect to San Diego, San Francisco, Milwaukee, St. Louis, the Mets, game series, the lead's down to 4, by the way, but don't let that, sway anybody. But anyway, these have been the two best organizations in Major League Baseball. And again, I can't think of off the top of my head, a regular season series with more anticipation to it than this. And yes, a lot of it is built around Freddie coming back, but, look, he's going to be in the other dugout. And I know, and look, you should cheer Freddie. Why would you not cheer Freddie? Why would you, if you want to boo Freddie if he hits a 3-run homer in a game, whatever like that, then boo him then. But when he comes up to bat, he's going to get a standing ovation. He deserves every bit of that. He was the heart and soul of this Braves organization when they weren't very good. He was the heart and soul of the organization when they have been good. This was Freddie's team. You can like that or not like that, but Freddie was the main cog in this thing. I'm not saying he was the best player because that's Ronnie, but much like when we talked about Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Julio was the best player. Matt was the most important player. Ronnie's the best player. Freddie's the most important player. And now it's obviously transitioning and we're moving away from all of that. So he's going to get a rousing ovation as he should. But from a baseball perspective and from a perspective of, keeping this thing rolling. And look, the Mets are going to play Miami and, that vagabond organization. And, again, they got a whole bunch of series against Miami. Thankfully that the Astros did their job for us, right? And kind of helped knock the Mets around a little bit. But this is a great series for baseball. And it's why it's going to be the ESPN game. We're looking forward to it a lot. I expect huge crowds. I mean, right, there's going to be massive sellouts and things like that. And the media is going to have their massive presence and things like that. But this is a great measuring stick for the Braves. Braves are playing so well right now. Braves are red hot right now. The Dodgers, to be honest with you, Freddie Freeman is red hot. If you haven't seen what Freddie Freeman's done of late, he's been red hot of late. Obviously, no Mookie Betts in this series. He heads to the IL. So that's obviously a massive call. You could make a case that outside of Goldschmidt, Mookie may have been the number 2 guy in the National League MVP race this season. Goldschmidt's been outstanding for the Cardinals, but Mookie, is probably that next guy. Well, the Braves have a guy right now who, don't say this too loud, but Dansby may be an MVP candidate. Uh-oh. Did we just say that? Or did anybody hear that? Dansby may be an MVP candidate. If you play that backwards, it'll go into your brain and it'll be like one of those things that'll be stuck with you forever and a day and stuff like that. But no, I mean, Dansby's been fantastic. And he's having a career year. And he's making a case for himself to be a top-tier guy. So there's a lot of star power, obviously, with these two organizations. Freddie has been red hot. He's starting to find his home run stroke a little bit. You look at all of his other numbers, his ancillary numbers, everything is fine. And you don't think that he's not coming in here motivated to try to hit, game-winning 3-1 homer or whatever and try to sweep? Of course he is. He wouldn't be a competitor if he wasn't looking for something like that. So I'm excited about this. I mean, you don't often get a regular season series in Major League Baseball, a 3 or 4 game set where you feel like you're excited. But the Braves have been so dominant of late, and their June has been so outstanding. What is it, 16-3 or whatever it is for the month of June? I mean, they've been outstanding this month, and they feel like that they can't lose. And look, that was a big series against the Giants to take 3 out of 4 from them. That was a big series. Doesn't matter how you got there. Yeah, you had 7-1 lead and had to hang on and this, that, and the other. Yeah, you had to have a couple of walk-offs this week and things like that. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Again, in baseball, it doesn't matter how you win. Look, I'm going to click on ESPN's baseball standings. Oh, it doesn't say, well, the Braves only got a half game because of this. They only scored, this many runs or that. No, you win or you lose in baseball, right? Doesn't matter if you win by 25. Doesn't matter if you win by 1. All counts the same in the standings, and the Braves have been outstanding of late. But this is a great measuring stick. And by the way, Max Fried has been as good as any pitcher in the National League. I mean, he's been outstanding this year. Again, 14 starts where half of his 14 starts now have been 1 run or less. That's ridiculous in today's baseball world, right? So I'm looking forward to this. This is a great measuring stick. I hope the Braves kick the crap out of the Dodgers. Remember, this is also the last time that the Braves will see the Dodgers this year. They already played them out on the West Coast. They've got them here. That's it for the Dodgers. That'll be it. And the Braves will start to move on, and they'll get ready for another important series. You get through L.A., you're going to start the week up in Philadelphia. And if the Phillies think that they're any sort of contender, either they're going to have to probably sweep the Braves, worst case 2 out of 3, or they're going to be done. They're going to be in the rearview mirror, and it's going to be full steam ahead on let's go get the Mets and close this thing down. All right, we thank you so much for making Hittin' Hard with Jon Chuckery your first listen. We ask you to make A to Z with Mark Zeno your second listen every day as Mark is back giving all of his takes around the Atlanta sports world, opinions you may not like, but you got to hear. Check him out. He's free and available on our YouTube page on Locked On Sports Atlanta as well. Also free and available on all your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Odyssey. We ask you to download it all. Leave us comments, leave us reviews, 5-star reviews when you can. And, of course, I want you to give me a follow on my personal Twitter page at JMCH316. Have a great weekend. We will be back with you on Monday. This has been Hittin' Hard with Jon Chuckery on Locked On Sports Atlanta.